afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our cybersecurity presentation on the National Reentry Program for Returning Citizens. Allow me to introduce our team. My name is Adam Cecil, and I currently go to St. Mary's Wright High School.
My name is Adit Bhatia, and I go to Dublin Jerome High School.
My name is Victor Smith, and I recently graduated from St. Charles High School.
My name is Dylan Peed, and I go to St. Mary's Wright High School.
My name is Selma Dougal, and I go to Browner College Prep.
My name is D'Angelo Della Rosa, and I go to Bishop McLemore.
So allow me to explain a little bit about our company and what it does. The National Reentry Network is a nonprofit organization that works with returning citizens that were previously incarcerated. They want to make the smoothest transition possible for these people coming back into society, because a lot of times these people are just put out on the streets and they don't know what to do or they have no one to go to. So what this organization does is they take them in, they offer them like basic education that they might not have because they've been away for so long, like things we take for granted, like working our phones or digital devices. And then they work with them to help them find jobs, and additionally supply them with housing for up to 3 years.
Alright, so when we were designing our solution, we had to take into mind this framework right here, the CIA Triad, which is an information security model used to create basically every single cybersecurity solution that is widely known. So there are three aspects to the solution framework. The first one is confidentiality, right? We want to ensure that the data is protected from any unauthorized access and is not disclosed without authorization. So, for example, our business stores a lot of sensitive information about their clients, such as birth certificates, SSNs, criminal records, stuff like that. We don't want that to leak out. And then we also have integrity. We want to ensure that the data that is stored is not wrongfully modified, because if that happens, let's say in an internal budget spreadsheet by a low-level employee, then that can screw up a lot of things for the company. And lastly, availability. We want to have the services up and running while also making sure that they're secure so that it's safe to use, but also a very consistent experience.
So now I'm going to talk to you about some strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that we gathered from our company. First of all, some strengths. Our company uses Norton protection on all their devices. This is a good anti-malware, antivirus that they implement. Second, they store their data physically and virtually, so if one gets lost somehow, then they can go to the other. Moving on to weaknesses. They're in a building with a shared Wi-Fi, so they share their Wi-Fi with other businesses, which is a big threat to security if you have people that are inside your business that are connecting to your Wi-Fi. Second, employee cyber protection knowledge isn't super strong. A lot of people aren't knowledgeable on the threats that they're exposed to every day. And third, they have no virtual backup for the data that they hold online. Going to opportunities for improvement. Employee training, so they're aware of the basic threats that they can protect themselves from. Network security, this is related to the shared Wi-Fi. Cloud data backup, so they'll have a backup for the data that they store virtually. Additional physical protection, like doors and locks along that line. And password policy for all their staff and clients. Moving on to threats, they don't have any current employee training. They're on the shared Wi-Fi. Physical breaking and entering is a threat to their physical data that they store. And finally, public opinion of the company. Not everyone agrees that we should be working with people who were previously incarcerated, so this could be a potential cause for the company being hacked.
Now, for four things we need to work on. Employees not educated on cybersecurity, network security, and physical breaking and entering, because this had already happened before. And, PR, public opinion on the company. So,
Alright, now let's move on to our solutions. We developed three different facets of a solution, I should say, actually. The first one is employee training. Most danger that comes from a company is going to end up being from an employee inside the company itself, whether that's due to a purposeful malicious action or most cases simply just not understanding how to keep themselves safe from malicious software, phishing, USBs, stuff like that. Additionally, we want to get the company their own personal Wi-Fi. What that's going to do for them is that's going to allow them to set up a guest network, and it's also going to allow them to set up a company network. The guest network can be used for stuff like personal devices and other less important devices that don't store much sensitive data. So that way, if that network specifically is targeted, it won't do as much harm to the company as it would if the company Wi-Fi, which is going to be protected and store more of the sensitive machines on there, would. And then lastly, we have AWS S3 Glacier storage. Now this storage is a cloud storage that's provided by Amazon, and it allows companies to store large amounts of data for a pretty small price, along with some decently fast retrieval times.
For the price of $40 a month, the previously mentioned AWS Glacier storage gives you access to 10 terabytes, which is about 10,000 gigabytes of secure backup storage. And the previously mentioned Wi-Fi, the business Wi-Fi, that plan is supporting 12 different digital devices, and that runs around $100 a month. And together, this totals an estimated $150 a month, or $1,800 a year. And with the funds, we can provide about 3.5 months, and our business partner agreed to a long-term contribution.
When it comes to the implementation plan, we focused on three things. First was developing or providing the company with a basic training curriculum. Second, we wanted to back up all of the old client and company data to the S3 Glacier. And finally, we wanted to get the company their own personal network so that they can be more safe from cyber attacks. When it comes to employee training, we created an informational slideshow highlighting some of the most important information that has to do with cybersecurity and the most common cyber attacks like phishing, as well as recommended policies like an onboarding policy, offboarding policy, and password policy. We intend for this to be provided to